It's winter in Utah. A time of snowdrifts, foraging wildlife, and if you're us, daily driving our long-term Scion FRS. So that means blizzards, mountain passes, and rear-wheel drive.
Okay, good morning. This will be interesting. I am in the FRS. I've driven it in the snow plenty of times. However, this morning is listed as near blizzard conditions, which I have not done yet in this car. I have to go over a mountain pass this morning. That mountain pass is listed as chains or four-wheel drive only. I, of course, have neither. So the big question is, can I even get off my driveway, which has not yet been plowed and is a little bit long? So, yeah, let's give that a shot first. Doing okay. On the move. Don't want to stop. Up into the road. Hey, I got off my driveway. And the garage door opener's still closed. So far, it's a stellar morning. Okay. Luckily, what I have here is snow and not ice, so if I'm smart about it, I should be all right. But again, this is blown to white out about every couple of minutes this morning. Nothing's really been plowed. You know what I should do, though? What am I talking about? You know what I should do? Why am I not going and sliding around? What idiot would have these conditions and not go slide around? Hello, sir. Good morning. I met somebody last night who literally wanted to stand in the parking lot and watch me drive away because they could not believe that I am driving around in these conditions in a rear-wheel drive sports car. Yeah, last night wasn't actually that bad. This morning is pretty awful, if I'm honest. I can tell already. Hey, slidey, slidey. Excellent. All right. Hey, good, good. I can tell already this is going to be an adventure. Wow. All right. Part of my problem is I just have terrible clearance for an adventure like this. So here we are doing the thing that everybody says you cannot do, which is rear-wheel drive car in the snow.
You've been driving this car
I have.
every day.
I have.
All the time.
Yep.
And I haven't driven it for, I don't know, 2 or 3 months.
Probably not since
I
we
think.
changed the tires.
Not since we changed the tires, and certainly not in the weather, in the snow and the ice.
You've been driving your Jeep.
I'm in my Jeep, and I'm high, and I'm still noting winter tires in that car.
Yeah.
But
You're welcome. I mean, this is me every morning, right here. This is what I end
I'm
up doing.
already about to blow my head off. Everybody's just creeping.
Yeah.
And you know me in on-ramps already,
I know,
and then people creep in the winter.
And here's the thing. Caution in the snow is the right attitude. Absolutely. But it's funny to just drop you into this.
This is strange.
Right during a snowstorm, just to see what you think. I mean, you hear so much because you're so low.
I think I'm getting sprayed. No, I'm not. I'm just really close to the road.
One of the biggest issues is just clearance.
Holy cow.
You know?
This is very strange. I don't think even growing up in Colorado, I don't think I've ever driven a car this low to the ground in snow and ice. It's always been a high four-wheel drive of some sort, or just a normal car. This thing is just low. But here we go. Low center of gravity. I think you're actually better off in this car than most others, to be honest.
Well, I think, here's the thing.
It's so low to the ground.
If things go wrong, I'd rather be in this.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, if you do get stuck, you're
if you get stuck,
iced over till April.
If you get stuck, it's a different thing because then you're going to want the all-wheel drive traction to try to get you out.
Yeah.
But I think when something starts to go wrong, it gets a little bit greasy. I'd rather be in this than anything big and high. I would.
Yeah.
Look, there's a wreck already. It looks like. Wow. Oh, that's burly. How did you do that? You're up on the center berm? What were you doing? That's awful. That's genuinely awful. I don't even understand how you did that. I really don't understand it. Good grief. What is going on, people? Well, that's a cautionary tale, isn't it? Whew. And in spite of that, I'm passing people. This is the guy that I am.
This is just crazy.
Well, but
I don't feel out of control. I don't feel like I'm slithering along and skating, and this is normal. This is fine. I do feel the traction.
Yeah.
I can feel the tires.
That's the thing that makes this viable, is having that traction from the tires.
It's so strange.
It is. It's really weird, isn't it?
I'm not trying to go faster than everybody else. I feel confident. I feel like I can.
I get that, yeah.
What kind of speed do you carry through the canyon on a, snowy, wet, slick day like this?
Honestly, what I find is that I end up doing 5 or so miles an hour faster than most people. But that speed varies depending upon conditions, I'm passing people in a blizzard. Okay, sure. All right, road just got whited out. Don't have any idea where I am. Hey, look, there's cars. Getting a little bit wiggly. Just a little bit. You know what it feels like? It actually feels like driving a snowmobile through a snowdrift. It has that kind of sensation about it. You've got grip, plenty of forward momentum. There's a little bit of float to the whole body of what you're driving, and you're just kind of riding that surge, if you will. Oh, 18-wheeler right here is sliding backwards because he's lost traction. Doesn't have chains. He's now having to back up on the freeway. Oh man, that's awful. This is when, because of people's comfort level, the lanes become a free-for-all. There's no real indication of what lane is which, and here I am coming to a stop in the fast lane while somebody blows by us in the slow lane. Perfect. All right, I'm following the all-wheel drives. Range Rover behind me, Outback in front of me. We're charging up the hill. I never thought I'd be that guy, but right now I cannot tell you how happy I am to be running full winters and just feel confident. There's still some caution required here, some strategy.
I mean, we're going up to, 7,200 feet in elevation on this pass right here.
Yeah, it's about.
All right. But you know what? I've got these same tires on my Jeep, and I'm feeling the same stability and confidence.
Even when this car slides, it slides controllably. When you start to lose traction in it, you know where it's going. It doesn't surprise.
You don't have to freak out.
It doesn't surprise at all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things I've found. I mean, everybody talks about rear-wheel drives are fun in the snow when you want to have fun. And then everybody goes, well, I don't know otherwise. You can cut this car loose and have fun with it. And then when you want it to be solid, it is.
I mean, it's mostly solid all the time. I think it'd be kind of tough to get this car loose.
You have to dedicate yourself to, I'm going to do this boneheaded thing and it's going to cut loose. And it does. Right. And then it's controllable.
And we're passing four-wheel drives over the pass.
Yeah, welcome.
Bye.
Yep.
It's such a simple equation. I think, all right, not everybody wants to pop for the winter tires. I mean, the tires we're talking about aren't necessarily inexpensive.
No, what tires aren't in general?
And I can get the argument. People are like, oh, I'll just tough it out.
Oh, I see. You're in a Malibu. It's probably a rental, and you're terrified. Now I understand the problem. Okay, all right. Probably a rental, probably has all seasons. You are terrified. At this point, there's an interesting shift in what's going on here, because when you're coming up the pass, yes, it's all about traction, obviously. Can you get enough traction to get up the hill? Now that's not the issue. Now it's, do you have enough traction to stop if you need to? And in that reality, this car is no different than anybody else. In fact, I would argue this car is better because the center of gravity is so much lower and it's significantly lighter than most everyone around me. I have the exact same amount of braking as every other car here, except I have less mass to pull down. Somebody's off they're in the berm, in the middle. They're completely off.
Oh, you're kidding
on the left.
me.
Nope, they're all off and buried over there.
Oh, yeah.
Look, and tumbled too. That's terrible.
On its side. What is that, Mini? Oh, that's out of control. I hate to see that.
Oh, that's awful.
There was one.
You know what I think that actually was? I think that was an Evoque.
Are you serious?
I think it was an Evoque. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is a classic example of the poor confidence that driving an all-wheel drive SUV, you think you're insulated, you're bulletproof, and you're probably going a little too fast.
Well, you still got to be smart about it, especially if you're not running winter tires. I hate to keep beating on that, but seriously. Here's the ridiculous thing about this. I'm actually really enjoying myself, I have to admit. Any kind of driving that is different than the norm, that is a driving that really requires you to be involved, I love that. It's the commuting that just kind of lulls you into this sense of a coma. It's this kind of driving, any kind of driving that makes you really pay attention and focus. I love that. All right, my Range Rover friend just passed me. I like their speed. I'm going to go with them. Oh, we've got a van up here with the hazards on. Okay, that's our problem. He probably saw that before I did. That is the downside of me being way down here. I practically did one of those little orange flags you put on kids' tricycles just so people can tell that here I am, sports car in the winter. Honda Odyssey. Careful stepping right now. I'm getting my picture taken as driving a sports car in the winter. Somewhere on social media, I have just been posted, and I didn't do it. The thing that shocks me is the number of times this comes up on the podcast, where somebody sends in their commentary for the car debate, and somewhere buried in there is some sentence along the lines of, well, you know, I get snow sometimes, so I have to have an all-wheel drive. We're programmed.
Totally.
We're programmed that is the only way to go.
As you drive by all-wheel drive cars stuck in the snowbank on the side of the road.
Because of tires. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
What's funny is all the traditional wisdom, so to speak, that rear-wheel drive cars are terrible in the snow. I have to admit, I personally have been so bombarded by all of that it made me kind of cautious, very second guess on any time I have to drive this car in major weather. But the last 2 or 3 times I've done it, especially today, which was frankly pretty awful conditions, it has totally changed my mind even. It has just solidified for me that it doesn't really matter. Your car is going to be far more affected by you buying tires, spending money on good tires, than it is about which drive wheels you bought. You live up an incredibly steep hill that ices, okay, maybe you have to start thinking about only all-wheel drive. But that's such an incredible fraction of people, and you wouldn't believe the number of people that reach out to us. I mean, a huge number of people that just say, well, we get snow sometimes, so I have to have all-wheel drive. Clearly, no, you don't.